Doha. Have you ever seen hundreds of eggs poured like a golden river all at once? Today, we are heading inside a mind-blowing South Korean buffet restaurant where everything is prepared on a massive, next-level scale. For just around $12, you get to enjoy a non-stop feast of the crispiest, juiciest meat ever. Our story begins with this premium, ultra-fresh slab of pork loin. The chef, with absolute precision, uses a razor-sharp knife to cleanly strip away the tough outer skin and excess fat, ensuring every single bite turns out incredibly soft and flavorful. After slicing the meat into perfect portions, we get to the most satisfying part. The chef uses a heavy, spiked meat mallet to aggressively pound each slice, breaking down the fibers so the meat stays perfectly tender after frying. Now, it's time to prepare their legendary secret marinade. A massive blender is stuffed with fresh garlic, sugar, salt, and black pepper before an entire bucket of red wine is poured right into the mix. This intense concoction is layered generously over the meat, neutralizing any gamey odor while doubling the richness of the flavor. Right after that, look at this absolute tidal wave of eggs. Trays upon trays of fresh eggs are cracked double-handed into a giant bowl. Once blended, this smooth yellow liquid is strained twice through a fine sieve to eliminate any lumps. Next up is the ultimate three-step coating process. First, the meat slices are rolled in dry flour, then dunked into the silky, smooth egg bath, and finally buried under a mountain of fresh breadcrumbs, where they are pressed down firmly to guarantee an extreme golden crunch. Meanwhile, on the other side of the kitchen, roaring flames erupt from the wok station. The chef stir-fries fresh vegetables and seafood over intense heat, dumping in heaps of vibrant Korean chili powder to create a fiery, boiling soup that pairs beautifully with the fried food. The salad station is just as massive. In a colossal mixing bowl, chopped apples, carrots, cucumbers, ham, and boiled eggs are tossed together before being drenched in mayonnaise and a special fruit dressing for a refreshing side dish. Finally, the main event begins. Fresh, clean oil is pumped into the industrial fryers, and the coated meat slices are dropped into the sizzling 180-degree oil. They bubble up beautifully, emerging with a flawless, golden brown crust. To complete the buffet spread, an automated machine rolls out fresh rice wraps wrapped neatly in seaweed. The moment these, along with pizza, noodles, and spicy tteokbokki, hit the counter, a hungry crowd immediately rushes in, because getting this much variety at such a low price is almost impossible. If you loved watching this crispy Tonkatsu process and this insane kitchen setup, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video. If you think you've seen every fried rice recipe out there, wait until you see this insane viral trend. We are breaking down an underground culinary hack that turns standard instant cup noodles into a massive bowl of elite comfort food. Forget everything you know about basic midnight snacks. This recipe completely rewrites the rules. It all starts with a simple secret weapon: green onion oil. A massive batch of fresh green scallions is dropped into a smoking hot wok to deeply infuse the oil until it becomes beautifully translucent and fragrant. For an extra kick of complexity, a handful of dried red chilies is thrown directly into the mix, letting that aromatic heat bubble up perfectly before the crispy, charred scallion bits are strained out and finally minced on the cutting board. Now, the heavy-hitting magic happens at the stove. A single egg is cracked into the sizzling, freshly made scallion oil and gently scrambled before a generous portion of steaming white rice is dumped right on top. The chef tosses it aggressively over intense heat, making sure every single grain gets completely coated in that golden, rich flavor. Next comes the ultimate twist: the contents of an instant shin cup noodle, including the dried noodles and savory spice powder, are pre-soaked and dumped directly into the wok with the fried rice. The noodles and rice fuse together as they are stir-fried, soaking up every drop of that spicy, savory broth. A splash of rich sesame oil and a heavy sprinkle of toasted sesame seeds are added to elevate the richness before the entire mixture is packed back into the empty noodle cup to create a perfect, compact shape. When you flip it onto a plate and lift the cup, you're left with a glorious, towering mound of steaming ramen fried rice, topped off with a perfectly gooey egg yolk. If you want to master the art of upgrading your convenience store food, hit that like button and subscribe for more epic recipes. See you in the next one. If you think modern kitchens have it all, wait until you see how incredible survival cooking can be. Today, we are stripping away the luxury and heading deep into the wilderness for a primitive catch-and-cook experience. Our journey starts in a vibrant, flooded rice paddy where woven bamboo traps are placed directly into the mud. When we pull the first trap out and empty it, it's mostly empty except for a couple of tiny river shrimp. But the real prize is waiting further down in the flowing jungle stream. After submerging the traps into the cool, rushing water and lifting them back up, a massive, thick wild eel slides right out into the basket. This is a legendary catch for a wilderness menu. Back at our rustic camp, it's time to process the fresh catch with absolute precision. The eel is laid out across a wooden chopping board, where a heavy iron cleaver cuts it down into perfectly even, bite-sized portions. Every piece is neatly gathered inside a handmade clay bowl. To elevate the flavor profile, we forage through the dense green foliage nearby, plucking wild herbs and pulling a fresh, earthy garlic bulb directly from the soil. Cooking oil is carefully poured from a folded green banana leaf into a glowing, wood-fired clay pot resting over open stone flames. The minced garlic and wild herbs hit the bubbling hot oil first, letting out a fragrant aroma before the sliced eel is tossed directly into the sizzle. The chef continuously stirs the mixture with a hand-carved wooden ladle, ensuring the meat absorbs all of the rich, aromatic juices as it browns. Once cooked to absolute perfection, the piping hot stir-fry is scooped out and elegantly served inside a freshly split piece of hollow bamboo. It doesn't get any more authentic than this. Even the camp's resident calico cat eagerly sneaks around to clean off the remaining savory bits left on the cleaver. Taking that first bite with bamboo chopsticks, the meat is incredibly tender and bursting with wild, smoky flavor. If you want to see more primitive survival recipes and jungle catch-and-cook adventures, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next